Last weekend, February 8th, 9th, and 10th, I spent some time observing my neighborhood and noting down all the activity within my neighborhood I witnessed. I left for home from Akron Thursday night and began starting my observations at the crack of dawn on Friday last week. So without further ado, let's begin. Hello everyone, my name is Brian Breen and I live in a small suburban community called North Ridgeville. It is located like 35 minutes west from Cleveland, just down I-480. The neighborhood I live in consists of a variety of individuals with different daily routines. My neighbors to the right, due north, are your typical family. There is a mother, a father, and they have 2 daughters. The neighbors to the left, due north, are hefty smokers. The aroma is so bad I can smell it just from inside my house. Their children are all moved out, yet none of them went to college. The neighbors directly across from the street, they're very interesting. There are 2 parents, a mother and a father, and they have 3 kids. One goes to college, same age as me, and the oldest one dropped out of college and God knows what he's doing, and the youngest is still in grade school. Everyone else within the neighborhood just ranges from being old senior citizens to middle-aged parents with no children or just a few children. The development I live in is shaped like a track field, but at the turns there is a street on both sides that extends off into cul-de-sacs. These cul-de-sacs seem to consist of the bigger, fancier houses, while the rest of the neighborhood is like, your typical house with 2 floors and a basement and a garage for your car. However, there are lots of children that roam freely around this neighborhood. Unfortunately, this was the weekend of the polar vortex, so not much activity happened outside the houses. However, there were a few times when people popped in and out of their houses to do daily chores, such as shopping, going to the bank, all that stuff. Everyone here has some sort of automobile. That is the main transportation method found within my neighborhood. But interestingly, at the entrance of our neighborhood, there is this one guy who just rides his motorcycle wherever he goes. He's like addicted to it or something. He just won't stay off it. But anyway, Friday morning, this was the day, last day of the week that the kids had school. And all the kids from the development come to my house to be picked up by the school bus. They were all dressed in thick jackets, coats, and a select few had on gloves and scarves. Just about everyone in this neighborhood, as I observed from what they were wearing, you can tell that everyone's financially stable. But due to the cold, harsh weather, all the grass, brown, dead, except for a neighbor of mine who lives 5 houses down to the right, due north. He works as a landscaper. His yard is the most well-kept of them all. He is a smoker, yet he manages to maintain his beautiful landscape despite what everyone thinks of him. This was the weekend that he was tearing down all the last details from his Christmas display that he puts on every year. Yes, he has been on the news a few times showing off his Christmas spirit, and he is believed by the neighborhood that he is the richest within the development. We only say this because his Christmas bills must be around the thousands or something like that. But just solely based off the neighborhood, there is easy access to about everything within the city. Everything is like a 5-minute drive from my house. The atmosphere of the city is quite pretty chill. What I mean is that just about no one gets into each other's business. Everyone has a friendly attitude. The city is culturally diverse, yet people do not make a big deal about everyone's viewpoints on specific topics. If anything major happens, it's usually just small crimes such as vehicle accidents or stuff like that. Overall, my city and my neighborhood is full of different people with different backgrounds, and I found it interesting and fun to see what the people do and how they interact with each other and the community. All right.